So let's start with the pump room. Anybody has anything to share or something, or to say or doubt, or any point about oil tanker? What did you all study yesterday?
Yesterday, sir showed me a simulation on loading and discharging of the cargo.
Loading, discharging of cargo. That you have already done on your ship, no? So what you need, what new you learned yesterday?
We were from engine side, so we can't able to see able from CCR what is happening. So from CCR side, like what all the pipings, how it is connected, how they are connecting, how they are operating. That I have seen, sir.
Okay, good. So that's good because I was also told to do more loading, discharging. Thank God we didn't discuss too much of that because you have already done. So let's start with the pump room. We are going to take a round of pump room and see what all things are there in pump room. Both of deck and engine room has seen, but as we saw, many people are not 100% familiar with pump room. So let's see. So this is the ship's plan, and you have this pump room. You have the bottom platform and uh, fourth platform, third platform, second platform, which at the entrance outside the what you call accommodation is there, and this meeting. Okay. So you have COPs we saw in the pump room. So what is the main danger in the pump room?
Cargo vapors.
Cargo vapors. And how do we take care?
Ventilation, sir. Ventilation.
Yeah, you have ventilation and gas check, gas instruments and closed space entry procedures and all. So if there is a leak in the, generally this question is asked, if there is a leak in the pump room, bottom platform from the cargo tank, what are the procedure you can follow? Anybody has any idea?
So we'll make sure that the cargo vapors don't reach any of the dangerous areas where it can catch fire or the ignition source.
Yeah, so first you have to do ventilation and gas check. So or ventilation, we have a remote uh, what you call switch also, and we will see here how the flaps are operated. And then we have bilges. If we have oil, we can remove the oil, or your like you will stop the operation and try to avoid the leak. Remove the bilges, remove the gas, ventilation, and if required, if it is more, you can what you call repair the leak, or if the thing is going on, then it's very little, it will collect in the bilges, and then you have to clean the bilges and all. So this is first, before entering the pump room, we have uh, to report to the bridge and start the ventilation, do all the enclosed space entry procedure. So you have this air ventilation trunking up to from top to the bottom of the pump room. And you have the suction vents. This one, this trunking is there. And you have these flaps. And you have the separators of the COPs here on the black bottom platform, all the ballast pipelines, ejector pipelines, cargo pipelines. So first we do the gas check with the personal gas meter also, and check it is working properly, it's calibrated, and high level or low level alarms are there, zero calibration. Then bosun is informed to stand by outside the space. They make the permit and entry and inform the bridge or master. So they say that the master asks all checks are done, gas check and everything is done, entry is done, so you can enter, and why you are entering. So as soon as we enter, uh, we have studied the IG system. So pressure of the IG system is shown here. Then you have a portable hydraulic hand pump. What is the use of this portable hydraulic hand pump?
So in case valves doesn't open
Yeah.
through the
So
ambient air.
emergency operation of uh, hydraulic valves or something. Then Wilden pump, multi-gas ejector is also there, portable. Then you have this gas extraction valve, which is a part of automatic unloading system, which we will see again. So gas extraction valve is a part of your like vacuum pump system. This I'm just explaining that you have a cargo tank and you have a separator. The first oil is going from here and then to the cargo pump, which is separator is there for the make sure the oil is pump is primed and something. And then you have a vacuum pump to generate vacuum and pull the oil from the tank. So when it will pull, there will be a, you can see a level transmitter here, high level and low level. When the oil is below this level, this pump will start and create vacuum and take the oil from the cargo oil tank. And when the level is full here, again the transmission will be done and the pump will stop. In between, whatever gas is collected in this place or this thing, it will be taken from the gas extraction valve. So that was the gas, this was the gas extraction valve on the top of the pump room on the first platform which we saw. And also you have sealing water tank, drain tank. So this sealing water is used for driving the vacuum pump and creating a vacuum. And this is one more same drawing of this automatic unloading stripping system. Most use of this system is in stripping time when the cargo is very less.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So the gas which is extracted by the extraction valve,
Yes.
where it is low, sir, where it is vented out.
Where it is vented out.
The gas which is extracted by that. No?
Hmm. Either it can be extracted. I can't see any much line. Anybody has any idea about this? Maybe to atmosphere or something.
Sent back to one of the swap tanks.
Okay. But maybe the lineup is not shown here. Yeah. From here it will go to slop tank. Yes. Slop tank, or sometimes you have, if you are putting maybe in residual tank also. So this is the gas extraction valve operated pneumatically. So this is the pneumatic plunger which is operating the gas extraction valve. This solenoid control. So when it is required, the valve will open and gas will pass. Otherwise, it will be closed. You can put any light on this valve, Abhishek.
No, sir, I don't have any idea about this.
Okay. So it is there is a DC supply also, and it's a piston operated valve, like a globe valve, which you have in fire lines and all. Then next you have IG pressure transmitters, which we saw. So IG line, we need to see the pressure. Then pneumatic is hydraulic hand pumps. You have the inlet and outlets and pressure gauge. So if any valves are not working, you have already seen like this type of valve. Generally, they are operated with the electrohydraulic panel, and there is a big pump. But in case this fails, then you can either connect the hydraulic pump to this panel or directly to the valves, depending on the connection. Then Wilden pump for your bilges or any other spill or any problems. So Wilden pumps are diaphragm pumps. You have diaphragm is moving and taking suction from one side and the other side. So have one end is suction and it will go from here and then it will discharge from here. Then you have the foam, fixed foam system. So this is the thing for generating the foam. Then you have the fixed smoke detectors for any fire or smoke in the pump room. Then you have the vacuum pump. Just now we saw in the diagram that we have a vacuum pump. Then you have ODME sampling system. We all know what is ODME, for passing the oily water mixture to the sea with controlled discharge as per discharge criteria. Then you have there's discharge lines 1, 2, and 3. Then tank cleaning heater if you need hot water for cleaning the tanks. So this is working on heat exchanging method. Either you are using steam or hot water to heat the water. Then you have a spectacle flange for isolating the tank cleaning heater if it is not in use. Tank cleaning line or cow line is coming from the deck. Then for temperature control, we have automatic controlled heating valve. It is actuator valves, which we will see now. Your voice is clear? You can hear properly?
So we cannot hear the video. We can...
But the audio on the video is not audible.
Yeah. You both things you will not be able to hear properly. So this is the actuator valve. So what we do, we are setting a temperature, what temperature we want the water or heating system. So we put the steam, and this steam is controlled with this actuator valve. How much temperature is set, that much, like you're setting the temperature of AC, same like that, but this is pneumatically operated actuator valves. And if this line is not used, it is blank like this. So this is a temperature setting panel. We want 60 degrees centigrade generally. So we set at 60 degrees centigrade. Presently it is off, so temperature is 0. And you have the line pressure also for the movement of the actuator valves, like he was telling. So what is this difference between this controlled air and normal compressed air? It's just with pressure to, with control, it goes to open the valves, correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, the instruments operated by the control layer are very sensitive, so we cannot allow any moisture or dust particle to go with the control layer. That's why we have the separate control layer bottle for that purpose and a separate control layer compressor to fill that bottle. In
Yes.
Yes, sir. In some cases, if the control air compressor is not working, then we can also supply the air from the main air bottle also. But we have to make sure that it passes through the dehumidifier for that purpose. And it's already installed there. Just we have to open some walls and can do all what we require for the control air.
Correct. Okay. Then this is the control for the tank cleaning main line. Then you have the cargo lines, 3 COPs, so 3 lines, 1, 2, and 3. So different pipelines are connected to different tanks. So that's why you have the color coding. Then ODME. So ODME is controlling your instantaneous rate of discharge 1 by 30,000 of your IRD as per 13 liters per nautical mile. So the sample of the oil water from the slop tank is going here and checking the ppm, and that will control the your valve of overboard discharge, if can be open or not. If it is more than this requirement, then it will be closed, otherwise you can discharge. So let's see what is the requirement. First is it should not be within the special area. Anyone can tell what are the special areas for NX1? Then it should be 50 nautical miles from the nearest land, should be en route. IRD should be more than 30 liters per nautical miles. And then total quantity should be less than 1 by 30,000 of the maximum quantity of the cargo. And ODME, the discharge should pass through ODME and discharge should be collected in slop tank. So this is the operation of ODME. You can see you have a panel in the repeater panel in the cargo control room, engine room. So from slop tank, we have a connection to go to overboard discharge, and there is a valve which is controlled with ODME. So if it is within the limits, the ODME will open the valve, otherwise it will not open. So it takes the sample and we feed the details of ship speed, or it's feeded automatically in the CCR, and then after calibration we put it oil. This is the flow meter which is showing you the reading for the your oil sample. This is a sampling pump. So we have to drain these pumps sometimes if they are not working properly, or oil is collected or some sludge or something. So most pneumatic operated lines mostly. So this is the sampling point from the slop tank line. It's taking a branch for sampling the oily water mixture. Now the third platform, vacuum pump unit, which we saw the 2 vacuum pumps from after the sealing water unit to create vacuum for the separator, these vacuum pumps, and the sealing water tank connected to your cargo tank also, and slop tank or cargo tank or slop tank. So first the shaft of the pump is rotated by the electric motors, and then you have the sealing water which is going here and moving the pump. Then pump, you will see here now that because of the helical discharge, it's creating a vacuum. So the oil is going from here, water is going from here, this white colored, and it is moving this helical discharge of this thing, and because of the shape, it is creating a vacuum, and the gas or liquid is inserted. So this is the shape, helical, and in between you have the discharge ring. Sometimes the oil or water can get mixed, but here it's only gas which is extracted from the gas extraction valve which is collected. So it's called water ring vacuum pump. Then you have the ballast lines and slop lines. Then the fourth platform, all the pipelines, and then the drain tank from your vacuum system, steam lines and steam control valves. This is the steam control actuator valve and steam main line and the return line. This is the drain tank for your vacuum system. So any sludge or any water, any sludge, anything is collected from the air or oily mixture is collected in the drain tank. You can see the level. If it's 0.5 tons, if it is too much, then you can empty it out from this wall. Then the cargo pipelines, which have this crossover walls. So each pipeline you can connect to each other. If this pump fails, you can use this pump and or with these crossover walls and extract oil from that line also. So these are butterfly walls. I hope all of you know how the butterfly walls look and work. So they are like flip disc. You can keep them partially open also to control the flow of the oil or this thing. So you have remote control and again hydraulic valves, either remote and local operation also you can do. This is the CCR pipelines and control of open and closing of all the valves and the different colored lines for different tanks connections. So this is how the valve is operated. From the solenoid valve cabinet and control console in the CCR. This is a solenoid valve cabinet. Then the stripping pump steam control valve. For stripping, we need the steam. Again, actuator valve, globe valve, automatically controlled. So you can see this is the closed position. It is sitting in the seat. And this is the open condition. Same like your um, fire hydrants. So you have a pneumatic diaphragm and the air connection for opening and closing the valve. So this is the actuator which is opening and closing this. So you can have either reverse acting, that means it is moving down for closing, and here it is moving up for closing, opening. So the air pressure is going down, it is moving up and opening the valve. That is direct system. Then the steam line, main line, and the return line. Then the bottom platform, of course, will have all the pumps, then separators and cargo discharge valves, such ventilation trunkings, and the cargo pumps. Then pressure monitoring panels of the cargo pipeline and the stripper pump. So let's see one by one. First, there you have, of course, the fire alarm panel or emergency alarm call point. And you have a telephone to call wherever you want in emergency, to bridge, CCR, or wherever is available. Then the suction trunk, we'll see how the flap operates, which is from, so he will tell the bosun to open the valve and it can open from here. So the testing of this ventilation fans has to be done regularly in case you have leaks or something to remove from the system, this pump room. So now he is asked to open the valve. And it is open. Damper or flap, ventilation flap. Now closing. This was the testing of your ventilation flaps. Then you have the light and sound alarms for fire or smoke or any gas detection, anything. Then the separator tank. We already saw what is separator tank. To separate any sludge and keep the pump primed. So you have pump suction top and bottom and level transmitters. Drain also we have in this separator tank. If it is full of sludge or something, we can drain it out. Then you have the cargo oil pump, centrifugal pumps, as we just discussed, and how is it operating. So this is the pump casing and the impeller is moving, and you have the suction and the discharge. and it's operated by, the shaft is steam turbine operated here. So this is the impeller of the pump with the volute casing, and this steam turbine is moving the shaft and the impeller of the pump. The suction and the discharge line. This is the diagram of the pump, and this turbine is moved by the steam, and then it is gas and steam tight, and the shaft is moving the impeller, and the pump is discharging from here. This is the suction and this is the discharge. Then you have the bearings and temperature sensors. If the pump is overheated, then pump oil collection chamber. You have to keep the pump oiled. You can check the level of the oil, temperature of the pipelines, or any unusual noise. Then we go to more bottom. We can see the discharge valves to the deck. Discharge control valve, again operated hydraulically. So this is how the butterfly valve, it is operated. Pushing the gear from both the sides for opening and closing, because they are very big walls, big pipelines. How many inches pipeline you had? 16. Abhishek?
So,
Unmute.
sir, yes, sir. For the ballast pipelines were 32 inches pipelines, and for the cargo pipelines, they were, I think, 18 inches pipelines.
Okay. So you can see for slop tank suction and discharge, and for stripping, we have this stripping pump. So you have the suction from port to starboard slop tank. All the cargo stripping is collected in this tank, and finally we will discharge from this slop tank, operated by steam. So this is the diagram for the steam pump. You have a steam cylinder and steam chest. There is a sliding valve for operation in cargo discharge chamber and to open close the seat, suction cargo inlet chamber, and crossheads. So you have stripping pump suction, then the ballasting system at the bottom. And again, you have a spectacle flange to close the lines so that there should be no crossover, or by mistake the cargo should not go in case it's not used. Then last is the cargo eductor. So again, eductor, we all know how it works. In case suction is failed, then we have to use the eductor. We can't work it out with the vacuum pump, it's difficult. So eductor has a driving liquid which is going from inlet to outlet, and in between, because of this shape, Bernoulli's principle, V1 T1. So vacuum is created, and the oil from the last part of the tank, that is stripping time, oil can be collected. So this is your ballast strainer. We all must have seen. If not, you can see now. So from ballast water, any sand, stones, anything is coming. It's coming in this tank, like you have in your high and low sea chest in the engine room also. Same thing. Then again, on the deck, you have this suction for the ventilation. Then sea chest suction. And the control valves, control for the suction valves. Then you have the ballast eductor, same thing. If little ballast is left, then instead of pump, we can use eductor for taking the stripping of the ballast tanks. And then finally we come out, do the reporting and sign the permit. And that's the end of our pump room round. So anybody has any questions or doubts, anything? किसी को कुछ बोलना है? सांप सूंघ गया, जिंदा है, सो रहा है?
Sir, as you have sailed on chemical tankers mostly, so how is it like to be on a chemical tanker?
Life is hell, don't go. Simple and sweet. You have 5 tanks, you had so much of problems. If you have an Indian ship and then you have 40 tanks and 40 parcels, 40 pumps, 40 cargos, what you will do? All the time working only.
Sir, how these pumps are operated? Are these Primo type of pumps or?
Yeah, mostly Fremo, centrifugal, submersible, dipole pumps, each pump for each tank, each pipeline, because there are so many parcels. But they are very costly, but very, very low maintenance required pumps. Sometimes the seals, mechanical seals or cargo seals, they give some issues. Otherwise, very nicely operated. And some issues with some cargos, because different types of cargos. So heating of the cargos, we need to heat the cargos, otherwise recirculate. So that time, what there is lots and lots of work, tank cleaning. Some tanks are full of cargo. Sometimes some tanks are empty, and you keep loading, discharging, like a bus is moving and passengers are going in and going out. And in between, you have to do cleaning. Like now, crew is always working 6 on 6 off, 6 on 6 off for months, and hardly you find anybody to do the bridge watch. And then in 6 on 6 off, how you will remember which tank is empty, which tank is loading? Is so much time of confusion, loading, discharging. You can contaminate the cargo even during tank cleaning, discharging, loading every time. So too much of work pressure. And then paperwork and everything is increasing nowadays, And with Corona, you don't have shore leave also. And with chemicals, you have to wear these chemicals and gas suit. And with Corona also, you have to wear more face mask, face shield, everything.
Sir, if any of the pumps, if any of the Primo pump is showing any problem, so how is it repaired? Do we have to clean the tank, or we can lift off the pump and repair it on the deck and then again install it?
We have a portable pump. So we put the portable pump in the tank and discharge the cargo and then clean it and repair in the tank. These are not liftable pumps. They are fixed pipelines, hydraulic pipelines going into the tanks. Anything else? There's only one person who has some questions. Rest are, I don't know. No comments. Yes, Amit?
Yes, sir. No, sir. I don't have any questions, sir.
If you are listening properly, then you will always have questions. It's not possible that you know everything. If you are listening with an open mind to learn. Okay, anyways, it's up to you. Time is up. So we can call it a day. See you tomorrow. Have a good lunch and take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.